you should be showing up on my old phone. Let's go back to my library. Back to my channel. That is Cool Shows. Why is it not showing up? Huh. Oh, there we go. Finally showed up. Alright, so I can see your live comments on my little tiny phone screen here. Probably going to be way behind, but we're making, yeah, it's a chicken dish. I've got some boneless, skinless chicken breasts here. This was frozen because we buy live chicken and meat and freeze it and then cook it later. Yes, freezing and thawing does break down the meat just a little bit in some slightly undesirable ways, but it's not too bad. It's not disgusting. You know, but it's definitely not quality. Got some red onion left from other stuff. I'll use that. Sandwich. Oh wait, you guys already know about the sandwich. I haven't finished that video. Got a nice little video that's going to be coming out soon about a sandwich. I was tempted to hold it for my mission, but then I decided not to. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm definitely going to need a cutting board. Get a quick drink too. Also, let me just make sure. Oh, no, duh, I can see what I can see. I need to tilt that down some. There we go. You guys can kind of see. I need a wide angle adapter for this. We had some at the dollar store once. And since I don't really use wide angle and whatnot a lot, I'm tempted to get one because it works. I mean, there was one that was open, so I tried it out. So, you know, I might do that just so I can get a wider angle of view. For videos like this. Or, no, I don't think this would actually work. But I was thinking, if I somehow used my webcam attached to my phone as a streamer, because I believe you can, there are apps that let you hook up a webcam to your phone, but I don't know that they let you really stream with it, like through YouTube. So anyways, gotta love that red onion smell. Red onion is good. If you haven't had red onion, you gotta try it. If you don't like onion, you gotta try red onion at least once. Red onion is not as spicy. As a sweet. No, sorry, not as sweet onion, but as regular white onion. Or, no, yellow onion, sorry. There are white onions. And there's also sweet onions too. Which also try sweet onions. I haven't had a Walla Walla sweet onion in quite a while. And those ones, like, it's something about the dirt. They have to be from Walla Walla. If I grew some in my backyard, well, yeah, they probably would be sweeter than the onions than yellow, but not the same. So I've heard. I've only had actual Walla Walla sweet onions to my recollection. One other thing that kind of bugged me as a kid, we didn't have Walla Walla sweet onions very often. And the big thing is, like, so I've used onions in my recipe. So you write down onions, but these are Walla Walla sweet onions. So next time, we'll have a normal onion. I can't cook it. One second. I've got to get... Need something to keep me awake. These are, because I'm kind of hungry, Marcona almonds with paprika by Murray's, I think. There you go, Murray's. Cool. The stream's actually not too far behind on my phone. And these are fried in small batches, dusted with smoky pimento Rich and addictive. And these are actually really good. Especially for almonds. And Marcona almonds is like a specific type of almond. You can see it doesn't have that brown skin on it like normal almonds do. So these are good. But, however, this was on sale for $3.89 at Smith's. Doesn't say what their original price was. So basically that's like really expensive almonds. Like, they're not good enough to buy again. But they do have a very slight smoky flavor to them. There's also this, there is a nutty, slightly almondy flavor, but it's more mild than normal almond. And every once in a while there's a little bit of a kick to them. They have a tiny, tiny bitter spice. Think almost like a chili powder or a paprika. Like if you ate a 1/16 of a teaspoon or less, just a little bit. Which, that reminds me, there was a story, it was my baking teacher mentioned in culinary school, where one of the other students was making something, and the recipe called for a pinch. She thought a pinch was like a 1/4 teaspoon or something, or a 1/2 teaspoon, but it's actually 1/8 of a teaspoon, and the ingredient that you needed a pinch of was cayenne pepper. It was spicy. Which I have actually had happen once where I myself, not in culinary school, it was at home, I was putting a little bit of cayenne pepper on my stuff, but I accidentally opened the pour spout instead of the sprinkle holes spout. It was too spicy for me. I put too much on. I like spicy, but I'm the person that likes spicy here and there in controlled amounts. Like, oh yeah, I feel like having really spicy right now. I'm going to have really spicy. Most of the time I don't. Like salsa. Oh, before I go on further with that train of thought, the sprinkle holes are for Wimp's pour spout cayenne powder from, I forget which episode of Cooking with Flair for the Bazaar it is. That one, that's kind of where it came from, was me accidentally using the pour spout instead of the sprinkle holes. So, yeah, like spicy salsas and whatnot, if I'm having just chips and salsa, let's go with mild, please. Maybe even a slightly sweet salsa. If I'm putting the salsa on a burrito, it depends on what type of burrito. Like if you go to Rancheritos and you get almost like anything with beef in there, the beef is usually a little bit bitter, especially when they put it with like the peppers and stuff like that, just bell peppers and some onion. And so I definitely like to add a spicy salsa, because even just like one of the full little portion cups from their salsa bar, full of like the guacamole salsa, that's enough to flavor one of the big, like the, dang it, what's the Spanish term? It's the one that's like the beef. Carne asada. Yeah, the carne asada. One of those burritos, because they gave you 2 tortillas to wrap it up in, needs a full cup of salsa to have good flavor and not just be bitter beef. So, there we go. We got some peppers, good. You know what, I'm going to actually take you guys down for a second. Bring you with me. Now, my mom's cooking. No, I was going to say she's cooking, but she's going to be eating this too. So I have to be a little bit cautious with this, you know. Doing something that I would love. Whoops. There is a sunlight, but I want even more light. Not just because I'm filming, but also so that it helps my eyes to see. You know what, we got some hummus here. I'm going to mix up some of this hummus powder to go along with this meal here. Oh. Noodles. Yeah. I wasn't thinking about making this a noodle dish, but I'm going to grab these noodles, turn this chicken into a noodle dish, or I could do a rice chicken dish, but I'm not going to do a rice chicken dish. It's going to be a noodle chicken dish. There's gummy bears. Gummy bears that are, ooh. You know what, I'm going to break out these white poppy seeds and at least try them. Let's see. Not sesame, though. My mom doesn't like sesame seeds. However, she likes the black ones, or, sorry, dislikes the black sesame seeds less. Where's that thing that I'm looking for? I'm looking for something specific in here. There's cooking oil. I was just about to quote something, but I'm not going to quote it. Because it's... Well, I'll tell you, I was going to quote Quoting the Dream song. I was going to. So if you guys are familiar with that, then yes. But I would recommend also, if you look up Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, it's a weird, creepy thing. Not like... It's unsettling, but it's not as creepy as like a lot of the horror films and stuff that are going out. So, I'm looking... No. There's Duros. I'm gonna check somewhere else now, because I am not seeing even what I'm looking for. Oh. Some, I don't know what kind of rice that is, but that looks fancy. Maybe it's a basmati rice, because that's jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is good. There's my stash of snackies that I need to go through here and take a head count again of what I actually have and stuff. And, well, that is weird. So we're going to look somewhere else. You know what I should actually do is, mount this on my head somehow. I can't right now. I have set up for that, but let's go ahead and check in our spice cupboard here. I'll put you guys back up on your mount. Is what I'm looking for in here. I mean, if what I'm... Oh. Hello. Pepper shaker that I designed. Sadly, the other one, I made them. This is Odyssey 2 joysticks. And it's pepper. Which actually, that's the, salt. Or no, I think I did it right. The colors were wrong, though. Like, this one's orange, but it's pepper. And the other one, I did a black color for the salt. Should have been backwards. Should have been the other way, sorry. Not backwards, but the other way. But I made one also. I had one more that I painted that was a, it's, oh, it was Alien Invaders Plus painted on the side. The sad thing is, like, my mom would always kind of put them up there on that ledge when she was cleaning the table or something. And I basically said, hey, Mom, could you please not put them on the ledge? I don't want them to get broken. And I think she kind of said okay, but then she was doing it. I'm like, Mom, don't put them on the ledge. And one of them got broken because it got knocked off the ledge. Not by me. So, you know, I've long since forgiven for that, but still. That's why I don't have two of them. The other thing, too, is, like, I like a lot of pepper and I like a lot of salt. Pepper has 3 holes. Salt shaker had 4 holes. And what I wanted to do, but I'm an introvert, so I didn't ask them if I could. I just figured they'd say no. But I was kind of wondering if maybe possibly they would let me take 2 salt shakers as a set instead of 2 pepper, a salt and a pepper shaker, different hole size or hole numbers as a set. But I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have. It was a pottery painting place, which, you know, I was just like okay with. I didn't want to ask them. Let's go back into here, because I am not finding it. And I know I saw it recently. It's, so what I'm looking for, if you guys happen to see it, it's a bottle with, I'm gonna say it's a spice. I won't say what spice it is, unless you ask, okay? If you guys ask me down in the comments below what I was looking for, I will tell. Is it back? No? Huh. This is weird, and... Unless, did it end up... Oh, ha! It's in here. Found it! This is Brewer's yeast. Now, I ASMR'd that. Because, my mom's not a huge fan of this stuff, but... Let's assess. Oh, that's good, yeah. She says it smells like burnt peanuts. So it's not... She doesn't dislike it like she likes other stuff, it's just the smell. We're gonna press forward with this. And yeah, we're just gonna go forward with this and make it yummy. Make it tasty. Okay, let's put you back on the mount. Which, by the way, using the old mount for my phone, the old style springy open one, not the new one, because I can't find it. Took it off my tripod to put my normal camera on, and then I misplaced it. So nervous and worried because I've lost several things. That's for another time, though. I need to focus on cooking here, but the number of things I've lost is like about 5 things. And because of that number, I'm just always on the edge whenever I can't find something. Just makes me nervous. So, oops, no. For the scissors, but I cannot. Oh, opened easier than I thought it would. We got a tiny little hole. Probably gonna end up putting this in a jar or something. But I think I know where the blacks poppies are. Yes, I know. So, and I don't use poppies as much as I used to, especially since poppies are so bitter. Also, like, maybe it's moisture. It feels like a little bit moist. But the way that the poppy seeds kind of clump together and roll down like that makes me think there's like moths got in there, but they haven't. It's just the way they clump. So, black poppy seeds. Very distinct, characteristic taste to them. Now the white. Wow. It's a very, very, very similar taste. I think they're just a little bit lighter in flavor. And they are actually a separate thing. It's not like the white flour, or it's not like, white flour versus whole wheat, where the white is processed. 1 second. You can have a second pop on camera and try to see if No, I'm not. No, I didn't say sin. I just said that so that they know that I've forgiven you. And I was only telling it because it was about why I don't have the other salt shaker that I painted. So just for the record, because my mom asked if I was telling me stories about her, no, I'm not. Yes, it is something not great that happened, but I'm not holding that against her. So,
what do you want me to taste?
I just want you to taste black poppy and then try white poppy. You can
Even though I don't like poppy, period.
You said sesame. You're confusing it with sesame.
Oh, no, I don't like either one that much.
Oh, you don't? Those ones have a little bit lighter taste. And keep in mind, they are actually like a separate seed type of a thing. And I'm undecided yet if I'm going to use some in this dish. If I do, it won't be very strong. But
I don't taste much.
there's not really a lot of flavor. It's certainly a slight bitter, only if you really get a chunk of it. So, and
is there a difference?
there is. These
no,
ones.
That's not what mine's a rhetorical question.
Yeah, there is a slight. But those ones just have a little bit lighter taste. These are a little bit darker.
Yeah, and that's the only thing about it. It's color.
But it's the taste.
And the taste is the color.
Yeah.
And these are bigger.
Actually, well, they are. You're probably also because they kind of clump together. I don't know why they're clumping together.
artificial seems bigger.
Actually, they might be a little bit, but no, I think they're the same.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah. Anyways, thanks for hopping on. So, I'm gonna use some of these white poppy seeds in this dish. Because I've never cooked with them before, so why not make this their inaugural thing. I'm also gonna pour them into this jar here, so they don't spill everywhere. These are something that I picked up at one of the Asian markets. This 7-ounce package was like 5 something, which I think seems a bit expensive. There's a good amount here for $5, but it seems a bit expensive for like a spice or a seasoning type of a thing. But it was the thing where when I was looking for the pot stickers that we tried, I saw this and I'm like, wait, what is that? Wait, white poppy seeds? So I googled it. Oh, dude, that's so crazy. I gotta have it. So I grabbed it. I knew I was buying it, and I did. So, we got some red onion here. I'm gonna probably do some peppers with that. Go ahead and grab our meat cutting board here. Because I kind of want to turn our attention to the chicken. Oops, I'm going to grab a separate knife because that one's for cutting our vegetables. And carefully cut this open and pour the juices out. Actually, I could cook with the juices, let them cook down. But I kind of actually don't want to. Now, here's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take, okay, so I'm going to have a glass here, and I'm going to pour the chicken juices into this glass. I'm not going to drink it because of salmonella poisoning could possibly happen, but I'm just going to pour off all of these juices, and then if I decide partway through that I actually do want to add the juices to something, like, I could put the chicken juices in the water for the noodles. Which sounds kind of cool, but then I'm not quite sure I actually want to do that, but I could do that, and it would cook, because boiling water would cook it, and there's a weird black thing in there now. Don't know what that is from the chicken, but it's okay. Let's just shake that chicken off a little bit. Okay, we got a little more juicy juices to go in there. Boom. Now quickly rinse this package off in the sink. We have a little piece of chicken that washed out here, so could cook the chicken like this, but I kind of sort of want it to be like a slightly, not crispy, but slightly dry outside. Because, cooking it this way and cutting it works. I like my chicken a little bit drier than most people. Basically, if you don't like chicken, then you gotta try and find a way to get some chicken that's a little bit more dry. Like chicken tenders, the crispy chicken tenders are usually relatively dry inside, and that's good. Not too dry, but somewhat dry. So I'm gonna cut this up, and then we're gonna put on some seasonings for it and stuff like that. I did hummus with the chicken. Thinking now, hummus is gonna be on the side, right? I've got pretzels and stuff to dip in the hummus. It's kind of what I bought it for, so. I'm just gonna cut little pieces. So far we're getting pieces like this. I'm gonna go ahead and half these pieces. That's one thing that I kind of don't like, especially with chicken, but meats in general, is like, onions are pretty uniform, peppers are pretty uniform. you can easily get nice and uniform cuts. But then, like, this is a good example here. These pieces are thinner. It's thinner at the end than it is at the top. And so then you want to get even uniform pieces. You're going to have to do a little more work to sort of shape it and cut it down to size. And for some reason, I just have the music for the... ooh. Hey man, looking forward to this chicken dish. Just checking in now so I don't know what it is. It's just something chicken. I can't say. I don't know exactly what to call it yet. Haven't made this before. It's kind of off the top of my head cooking. But we got white poppy seeds. We got some noodles, some red onion. Just cutting up chicken right now. I'm going to season it and get it cooking. But yeah, I don't like how you have to carve meat a little more to get uniform cuts. Whereas like onions and peppers are all uniform mostly throughout the whole thing. And it's easier to get uniform pieces here. How exciting. I could, yeah, I probably will maybe change the title afterwards since Colby's just saying, oh, a world premiere dish. You gotta change your title to say how exciting that is. Yeah, sure, I could say new chicken dish. I just said a chicken dish because it's kind of like, I know it's chicken. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this. Yeah. But I will change up my title. I can't do it now because I'm live, but I will do it afterwards. Hopefully more people will then hop on and see it. See this. This side here is relatively uniform. I just want to also make this be somewhat quick and dirty. We got some little bits of chicken here that could turn into some gristly type stuff. Let's go ahead and cut this off. You know, I just had, for example, here's an example from Colby, a chicken dish that has never been made in the history of the world. I don't know, it could have been. By the way, Colby, since you're just tuning in, I've got comments down here on my old phone. So, I just had an interesting thought, because I was thinking of Crazy Rich Asians, which I kind of want to do one more little video kind of saying a little bit more about the film, and because I really, really like it, even though it does have quite a bit of language. And it is kind of the worldly view of love. Like, you know, birds and the bees before the wedding is okay, kind of sort of a thing. Although they don't specifically show that, they kind of sort of have one part. That's kind of that. But it doesn't get really explicit or deep. But, it's also PG too. So, I don't know how much that plays into it, because the ratings have changed since I was young. But yeah, this could. But the thing I was thinking of is, and this is a big spoiler. If you haven't seen the movie, then I will wave the knife around like this again, so you can mute the audio. And when I wave the knife around again like that, you know that I'm done talking about the film. Anyways, so there's one point where they find the Nick Young's mom. And Grandma hired an investigator and found out some not so great stuff about Rachel. Let's see, specifically that that her dad didn't necessarily die before before she ever met him or anything. It was actually that her mom had love with another person because she didn't like the real husband she was married to because he was abusive. And she kind of fell in love and things happened. But in that scene, it's when they're at the reception for a wedding of the friend of Nick. And they say that, and she just she's kind of like, wait, no, that's not true. But yeah, we hired a private investigator, so she just runs away, and Nick ends up running after her, and he doesn't catch up to her, and she spends time at her friend Pingling's house, just being sad and kind of moping, not doing much of anything. But I'm kind of curious though, because I can only guess as the characters or what the original author of the book would have put. But I'm kind of curious if she said, well, okay, since you hired a private investigator, then I've never heard this before, this is sad news, but I don't want to shame your family or anything. If she had said that, would they have been, somewhat nice and like, okay, thank you for not shaming our Chinese family, we'll buy you plane tickets home or something. Would they have been nice like that? I don't know. But there is actually one part in the film where she's having dinner with Pingling. This is the part in the trailer where I can't say what they said because it's an inappropriate word, but they're basically talking about how she's going to put up a stance against Nick's mom and kind of be tough, because she's saying that she's playing a game of chicken, wanting Rachel to swerve like a chicken, basically. But during that scene, her friend Pingling says that, I bet you that if you said you would leave Nick for $1,000, she would just write that check. They do that around here. They just write that check. She would write it, or she said something like that. So that kind of makes me curious if they would have done it then too. But yeah, I could actually, with Pingling saying that, I could totally see that happening. But I'm glad it didn't. Go check out that film if you haven't seen it. Discretion advised. Maybe VidAngel will come up with an edited version. Maybe. Although there's one part where you would have to just blur out a word or a small part of the screen. No, you have to blur out a word that's been written on a window, what it'll say. Because that's like an important part of the story. It's referenced later on. Anyways, smelling I'm smelling the red onion. That's what smells yummy over here. So. Almost got our chicken good here, and then I can give my hands a quick little wash so I can dump some seasoning on it. Go ahead and trim these pieces up to be, this is a little bit thicker side of the chicken, so I'm going to just cut it down the middle. The other thing too, I forgot to mention when I started this, is I'm trying not to move the camera as much this one, so I can focus on cooking and get that done. Because the results that I get from doing a live stream of cooking and stuff, I haven't been super happy with what it looks like at the end. But, this one's turning out okay. Especially since I'm not messing with the camera as much, I'm just cooking. It's mostly just the time and the little adjustments and seeing comments and stuff, but I've got my old phone as a comment monitor. Which I never thought about, because usually if I'm streaming, I'm using my actual phone as a comment monitor, because it does both easily. Okay. You know what? It is... No, it's clock month. I was thinking it's gaming month. But no, gaming month was last month. And I never got back to the Submachine series. I will at some point. Now here's the thing that I forgot to mention earlier, but I like to say with like little white pieces that kind of stick off the chicken, like this right here that I'm going to cut off, that could potentially become unwanted like gristle type stuff. I say you cut it off, and then when you're cooking, set it to one side of the pan, so in case it is fat, it will cook down and add flavor, but then if it's not, then you can carefully just pick it out. But you have to be careful not to like stir up the whole thing and whatnot. Or if you had like a cheesecloth to put it in and let it cook down that way, that could be good too. Or also with cows, there's a thing called silver skin. I want to say it's like connective tissue or whatever. I forget exactly what it is, but it's like really tough and you can't chew it and it doesn't cook down. So go. That one you do have to cut off, but even then, I would say cut it off and then put it in the pan to cook with because it might leach some fat off that was accidentally on the silver skin side of your cut and get some juices from it. And then you can just pull the piece out. There was a part in culinary school where he was cutting, one of my classmates was cutting off a piece of silver skin. I thought it was fat. And I'm like, what are you doing? That's fat. Fat is flavor. Fat's good. Don't cut it off. And then he said, well, does it make a difference if it's silver skin? Oh, yeah, you're right. It does. Cut that thing off. You know what? These pieces are a bit long, so I'm going to... cut some of these in half. Just basically want little chicken pieces or cubes. I guess strips work. Kind of like little thin strips. I'm putting them with noodles. I guess restaurants do that, so I don't know. That's about the size the restaurant does, so I won't cut. This one right here, though, I'm going to cut because that's a really long piece. I'm going to just come right there. I'm going to cut it. I just have this weird itch on my back. But it's like a weird, it's like an itch, but then it stings. Oh. Sorry, I was busy for a minute. Did I miss anything? Just me cutting chicken. It's fine if you get busy, if other stuff comes up. Totally understand. Like, this is actually, I thought it was cool. But I really like the hay film pot. Ooh, some onion got over here. Well, there it is again, that weird sting. I like the hay film podcast with Griffin Hammond and really good podcast. But there was one where like Nick slipped out of the room for a little bit, and I think Griffin mentioned, hey, if you see Nick just slip out of the room for a second here, that's him being a good father and checking on his son. So that's cool. I respect stuff like that, and hopefully viewers would do that too. Like if something happened in the middle of a live stream and I had to run to tend to it and I left the camera running, I'd hope people would be like being a good dad and not be bugged by it. I know Colby is going to be a father soon, or no, he is a father. Sorry, so he would get it. But I hope some people would. I'm sure there's some people out there that don't though. And they're just like, I was loving this stream until this person had to go take care of his kid. Too many kids on this earth. So, quickly give my hands a little rinse here. Just a little bit of soap. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to season our chicken now. I'm going to sprinkle on some white poppies. Not a lot, but a little. Just give it some white poppy seed. And then some of our bougies. I love this stuff. Some bougies. And then what else? Because I didn't want a little more than that. I'm going to take some garlic. We'll put garlic in the pan with it. Let's add a little bit of chili powder here. We got some McCormick Organic. Hot Mexican chili sauce. Ooh, there's a little bit of a spicy kick to that smell. Don't want a lot, just a little. Just to give it some good flavor. I want to put an herby thing with it. Basil. I'm not really familiar with my herbs. Like, I've used them as a kid growing up, but then when it comes to actually knowing which one, it's like I use parsley most of the time. Okay, that's basil. We gotta decide between basil, oregano, and parsley. So here's some parsley leaves. Try some parsley. Very similar. I want to go back for a little more basil. Kind of cleanse my palate there. Now where did the basil go? Oh, wait. How did it get put? Oh no, there's oregano. I just had the basil. There's bay leaves, which I don't think are they the same as basil? I don't know. Dill, cumin, curry powder, coriander. Oh, saffron. Yes, saffron. Definitely saffron. Saffron is expensive, and I still have some, and that's good. And for some odd, weird, strange, black hole eating my spices reason, I cannot find the basil that I literally just had and tried. Unless it's this. That's oregano. Yeah, and you guys can't really, there's not enough stuff, your camera not right angle to see. Let me pull this open one more time. Mrs. Dash, Zesty Seasoning, blah, blah, blah. Oh. Hi, I was looking for the wrong bottle. I was looking for like this type of bottle. Let's put the chicken juice in there. Let's quickly give these a try. Do we want basil? Has a nice herby characteristic to it. Slightly bitter. Hint of sweetness. Parsley. Parsley is a little more earthy. Similar bitter taste, no sweetness. Or tarragon. We have some tarragon, but that stuff is like wicked bitter. That stuff's like, I remember using this as a kid. Oh, why did I even use this stuff? Oregano. Oregano is a lighter taste. Doesn't have that sweetness that the basil has. We're gonna go with oregano. Oh yeah. There's that yummy oregano taste, especially the one that you kind of warms up and comes out in certain pizza sauces. Okay. So. Saffron is really expensive. This is 0.03 ounces of saffron for about $18.50 or something at Smith's. There's all the saffron you get for that much. Fortunately, however, last time I bought this saffron, they were having a 2-for-1 special, buy one get one free. So I was like, oh dude, 2-for-1 special? That's a good deal, totally. So yeah, I got 2 things of saffron. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and put on. I love saffron. And you only need a little bit of saffron to give flavor, but I like a slightly strong saffron flavor because it's not super strong. So I like to go with quite a bit here. I'm going to go with that much saffron. Just crumble it over our chicken and sprinkle it in there. Its reddish color kind of blends in. As soon as I'm done with the other spices, I'm going to rub the stuff off of my hand so that I really get all of the saffron flavor. I'm going to come in with just a little more saffron. Okay. Saffron is seriously expensive. Like, Walmart has saffron listed on their website, but it's listed as like, it's something like $1,500 an ounce. And the bottle is, I don't know, like $20 or something. It's kind of expensive. Yeah, it is expensive, so come on with a little bit of oregano. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and slide our oregano back in. Now, see, I've got saffron on my fingers. Just going to take a piece of chicken on the outskirts, kind of underneath it. Doesn't have a lot of stuff. Ooh, yeah, you can really see the saffron color leaching from my hands onto the chicken. Just going to go ahead there and mix up this whole chicken with all of our yummy seasonings here. And let's talk some amounts here. I would say like 2 tablespoons about, maybe of the 1 tablespoon of the white poppy. Let's just say crushed up, we'll say like a 1/4 teaspoon of the saffron. We got like 2 teaspoons of chili powder, and then at least a tablespoon of bougies. And it smells amazing. So, and this is nice because the chicken has really soaked up and absorbed a lot of the seasoning, and there's not a lot left on our container. Part of it's because it's dry too, a little bit dry. So now what I'm going to do, because I've got seasonings on me, I'm going to come over here with the onions, which are going to be cooked with the chicken. I'm just going to really rub the onions in my hands to get a lot of this yummy, delicious seasoning off. You know, main reason I was doing this, rub the onions, is because I'm going to rinse my hands off and then grab a pot out to cook with. But I'm going to see if I can get a pot to cook our noodles in and rinse my hands in kind of the water of that. So I'm going to use like my knees so I don't get chicken all over the stuff, or can't see it because I'm off camera, but I can use like the bottom of my shoe to... Hey, there we go. I didn't have to touch a handle and make it dirty. Chicken stuff, so let's go ahead and that's hot water. You know, this would never pass in a actual kitchen by FDA standards, but I essentially just washed some yummy seasonings off of my clean hands into the pot for noodles. And this is going to be boiled, so if after washing my hands there was anything left, well, yeah. I'm going to just pan you guys over a little bit. Get the pot kind of sort of in the view. There we go, that looks good. And you know, I was gonna say like YOLO, you only live once kind of a thing, but I'm gonna be cautious about this here. So I'm going to grab another little pot here. Scoot that over, make room for our pot. What I'm gonna do, this big pot's heating up. I'm going to need a little, like a measuring cup. Perfect. I'm gonna take just a portion of the water. And actually what I really need for this, to really make this work, is I need the smallest pot that we have. This pot right here. So the water's as high of a level as possible. Just give just a little more of our good water. The reason I'm doing this, and we need to get this pot heating up, and then I'm going to add a little bit of chicken juice, just a little bit. Ooh, I like how it's already filled in and swirled. The chicken juice has actually gone to the bottom and just like cooked onto that hot pan. Now we got this weird, almost looks like an egg. Okay. We're going to turn that heat down. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to undo our noodles. I'm going to grab a noodle, a single noodle. Just going to drop you into the water to the side of that. Then, oh, that kind of smells. But raw chicken does smell. I don't like the smell of chicken. Oh wait, yeah, I keep forgetting I have a thing here. Yeah, you guys can't see the cool stuff going on in the pot, but that's okay. So basically I'm just going to let that noodle cook and boil, and I'm going to see if this tastes good, or if adding the chicken juices would be absolutely disgusting. Also going to kind of scoot our floating chicken blub, juice, fat, whatever the heck this is, scoot that around. So while that's going, I can get our chicken going. I'll put this pot over here to be washed in a bit. We need our pan here. You on the back element. Oh, peppers too. I need some peppers. Oh man. It just smells so good. You know, with this brewer's yeast here, there was a whatchamacallit. Oh, yeah, back when I was on a youth conference. It was not a state youth conference, but a ward youth conference camp out once. One of them, the older boys, I guess we were friends. Like, we know each other. We'd say hi if we saw each other now, maybe, you know. He said if I ate a whole watermelon rind that was like this big, then I would try brewer's yeast. I took a bite of it jokingly, but he didn't know I was joking. He's like, no, you have to eat like the whole thing, and I didn't do it. I'm not going to eat a watermelon rind just so somebody can try brewer's yeast. Basically, it's this super yummy, amazing thing, and if you don't try it, you're missing out. That's like if somebody said, hey, yo, dude, you say I'm missing out on a lot of great stuff not being a member of the church. Well, here, you come drink a whole beer with me, then I'll come try out your church. No, that's... So, I mean, on the brewer's yeast eating watermelon, it's not a sin to eat a watermelon rind, but it's very, very similar. It's like, no, I don't need to lessen myself so that you can raise yourself. It's, no. But seriously though, brewer's yeast is great. If you guys are, if any of you guys are local around here and you want to try some, can hook you up. Or Winco has it too. Okay, our other pot's boiling very much, so I'm going to turn you down. Got like 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Oh, and I need to get some peppers going too. You know what I realized it's good sanitation just to be safe. But I realized since I am cooking the peppers with the chicken, then I don't need to really keep them separate. Come with some mini peppers here. Grab some red ones. Grab some orange ones. There's not a lot of red left. Here's a more yellowish one there. That looks nice. The water is very much so low for what it needs to be for our noodles, so I'm kind of stirring it around. Letting it get a lot of like the bubbly stuff's coming up. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think this noodle is going to be cooked enough. If it's still a little bit undercooked, that's okay. I want al dente. But this is just a taste test to see if I should pour the chicken juice in with the other one and let it sort of congeal into a mass. Needed more time to cook. Oh. There's like this weird... Yeah, that definitely needed more time to cook, needed more water around it. But there's this weird sort of... No, I'm not boiling the chicken, that's for noodles. But I put chicken juice in the water that I used to test a noodle on, because I want to see if that was good. It adds this really weird stingy taste at the end. That's kind of like, ooh, a little bit bitter, a little bit. Almost like chicken soup. Which I am, yeah, no. I want that to have a drink of water. I recommend the chicken juice. Okay, I'm going to come over here and I need to quickly rinse these underwater because they're frozen, and by doing that, then you can bring them up to a point where they're not too hard to cut. You want them just to be about the same softness as they were before freezing. And we freeze our mini peppers so that they last longer because we don't use them all up very fast. That's just a quick little run under the sink. Let's cut these up. And I was going to go for little dices, because usually I do dices, but this time I'm just going to go for these, you know, when you cut the peppers and make them fancy, just by having them be the shape of the pepper. That also makes the cutting go faster as well. You know, and I'm actually thinking, I doubt he'll actually do this, but I've got a friend where, like, in texting with him and a bunch of other people, there's kind of been some slight blows. Like, people say his cookies are good, but there's been some slight blows as far as, like, who's a good cook, and oh yeah, we should totally have a cook-off. But, you know, it hasn't happened yet. Although I would totally, like, if I had plenty of money, I'd be like, no, you two friends, you're having a cook-off. I'm buying what you need, so you're gonna have a cook-off. I'm not gonna make you have a cook-off. Because we've done that before in the singles ward. We had Iron Chef. You guys look at Iron Chef YSA 7th Ward Edition. That's the video on my channel that I did years ago because my friend, he was recording with a GoPro and told him I could edit the footage, make it look nice, and so I put it together into a little show. Turned out great. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. But yeah, so I'm thinking about sending this to my group of friends, kind of sort of saying, hey, dude, friend, I'm not going to say his name. Well, we'll call him C. That's his initial. So I'm going to say, hey, C, you gotta like go home and make this and taste it and see if you can do better. See if you can one-up this. So we need to pull out the stems that we're not eating and throw those away. I try and pull the stems off the top because I'm save food. Get as much of the pepper in there as possible. You know, I was actually thinking earlier, because the copyright on the new copyright on the old Airborne Death, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. With that, the song that they're claiming is the one I use, which it's not, is actually pretty cool. And so I'm thinking about like messaging the guy who made his variation of it or whatever and being like, hey man, I'm wondering if I could use your song in a video and rap to it. And then like make a little simple rap about Airborne Death. I'm not good at rapping like I used to rap a little bit when I was young. I don't necessarily sound good. The thing that was good is that I was able to come up with some crazy, silly events and stories pretty quickly and progress the song or the rap. And yeah, so there we got some peppers going into our pan over here now, which I'm going to add some oil now, and I'm going to get that going. Let me put these back in the freezer first of all. Now I'm going to turn the pan on, turn it on to 6. All the way in there, especially to cook our chicken. So let's see. Okay, that's some yummy oil, especially since we're putting this with noodles. We can have a little bit more oil than if we were just frying. Now we want to come on with our chicken. Go. And you know what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take our cutting board with all of its glorious seasonings. I'm going to dunk it into our noodle pot here and essentially scoop up water and just run it on there. It's cooking little juices of chicken on there, but I just want to kind of wash the seasonings down into our little pot that's going to cook our noodles here. Ooh, gotta be careful because I'm splashing on myself. Ooh yeah, especially since I see a little tiny piece of saffron. There we go, that can go now to the sink for a scrubbing. So, we are coming along nicely. We're getting closer to done. We want to stir our onions and chicken together, really get chicken, the onions, and the peppers coated in oil. It would be nice if I had somebody right now to kind of work the camera. You know, that would be actually really cool, is if I had some sort of a motorized system that was accessible like via remote control online for the camera and stuff. And so then, like, if Colby hopped on, I could say, all right, Colby, you man the camera. And then he would have his own private link to access that. I don't have a fancy system like that. The best I could do right now is say, all right, Colby, you man the zoom, and he zoom in and out. But it would be nice to have someone helping with these streams. You know, I could probably ask my mom to do these some of the time, but she's usually busy. Sometimes she doesn't kind of like to, but we're getting better at that. Better at communication here. Oops. Just giving that a light scrubbing to see how easy it's going to be. It's not going to be too difficult to get the chicken out of that pan, especially with some soap in there. So. Do I want to use this juice? Do a wrap now. Kind of put me on the spot there, but let's see. Let me get... Yeah, I'll do a quick wrap, and then we'll move on to the hummus part of it. Do you want to use... No, I'm not going to use this chicken juice. Let me dump this out really quickly. And... also, you know, I kind of have to think how I'm going to start. I'm going to do something about what we're cooking. Okay, here we go. We got some chicken out of the freezer. We then cut it up. We're going to make it into a dish. Brewer's yeast, white poppy seeds, red onions, peppers, olive oil. It's really, 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 really yummy. I wish I had money that I could just throw around, because I put saffron in this, you know. Really, really oh, it's not spicy. That's not turning out great. I think I'm better at wrapping when, like, I'm thinking of something new, when I'm thinking of an original story, everything. So let me see if I can wrap. So, this, I took a little bit of time to think about. Let me see if I need to put a lid on that. Let's see. We got a chicken who's crossing the street. He's walking real fast, almost getting hit by cars. Jumping and dodging and trying to fly, but you know them chickens, they're stupid. They forgot how to fly years ago. Then there's a peanut butter sandwich at a bar. He's taking a drink. Oh my goodness. No. Says the chicken. That's disgusting. So the chicken and the sandwich, they went to a party. Real good time. And this party, let me tell you, this party was clean. No drinks, no nothing inappropriate. The chicken turned the sandwich around. Now the sandwich is a good guy. Not drinking his life away. There's something. There's a wrap. That's a wrap. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn this down to at least 5. The cooking is going very nice. It smells so good. I wish I could share these smells with you. You know what I want to do would be cool is just be like, have a thing where like I can take some of the juices of what I'm cooking, or I can capture some of the air in a bottle so it smells like that, and then send it somewhere and say, here, make this an air freshener, and then pay them some money, and then they do their magic and put some chemicals together, and poof! I have an air freshener. So, we're gonna go ahead now and put some noodles on to cook. You know, another thing that's good too, that's even simpler than this, is just Suddenly Pasta Salad by Betty Crocker, the original with chicken. Oops. I'm gonna turn this up, get it boiling again. Ow, hot water. Okay. I think that's good for the noodles. I'm going to give them a little bit of a stir here. Last time I did like 6. I'm going to do... I think these need 9 minutes. We'll check them at 9. See how al dente they are. I also need to add some salt and pepper to the chicken. Oop, little straggler noodle there. There we go, we're reaching a nice boil. I'm going to turn that down to 7, and then we'll go down to 6 eventually, because pretty much the rule with this induction stove is, if you're using anything smaller than the biggest, hugest pot that we have right here, then you need to be on a 6 for boiling. Otherwise it's a little bit too splashy. The water's not as tall as I usually have it too, so go ahead and give those a good toss. And normally I'd also salt the noodle water. There's going to be salt going with this, so we're not going to do that. Jordan Oliver, knowing how to cook real food will be a big help on your mission. Oh, yes, it will. It will a lot, like... And it's not just knowing how to cook real food, it's knowing how to cook fancy food. Like, it's one thing if you wake up in the morning, cook some breakfast for yourself, maybe something for your companion, and then you eat it. And you're like, maybe your companion's still in bed, and, I smell eggs, and I smell bacon. It smells good. I'm gonna wake up now. But with me, it's gonna be like he's sleeping in bed, and all of a sudden, I smell eggs. I smell bacon. I smell something else that smells so good. You guys can't see my face, but it just smells so amazing. Basically, my companions are going to be eating like kings. Like, wherever I go, it'll be like, here, you gotta try the local dishes. Here, do some Himalayan pink salt. But, dude, you gotta try the local dishes. Gotta try some of the local restaurants. Oh man, this one sister in the ward makes the most amazing. You gotta try it. But then there will also probably be some of, dude, this missionary makes the most amazing. Let him cook the dinner that we eaten tonight with the members once. Get this a little bit finer. Also, there's usually a lot of buildup of salt on the edges that I can scrape down into there. There we go. If I was just thinking I could wrap something, you know, like if I, what's the word? Yeah, I could wrap something if I had it memorized. Like, I've heard a few raps in my time. Like, right now, I'm not going to rap it or sing it because I don't have it memorized very well. I haven't heard it in a long time, but I'm thinking of Stereo Hearts with Adam Levine and Gym Class Heroes. At least I think it's Gym Class Heroes. maybe people will convert because of this chicken dish. Who knows? Maybe. You know, if people see this and they think I'm a cool member and whatnot. Alright, go ahead. Pepper. That's what I was looking for. I need some pepper. Salt and pepper is a good combination. A lot of pepper can add a little kick to things. We just want a little bit here because it really helps flavors and stuff, and they're just so good. It's like, this food is good. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Bam! Oh, this food is amazing. Okay. So, gonna stir that in here. Our chicken's looking good. Everything is, I would say it's a little bit on the moist side, but we don't want it too dry. So now that our chicken's cooked, oops, spilling chicken overboard. I'm gonna let it be open and let it, some of the moisture kind of cook off. I just had a thought, add tomato sauce to this, but I'm not going to. I do not want to. So we'll let that cook down a bit. Now we need to turn our attention to making a little bit of hummus. 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 Or hummus. Ugh. That's what one of the managers at Dollar Tree says, because she doesn't like hummus. Which is okay, I respect that. I respect that wholeheartedly. There are plenty of things I don't like. I also don't know the exact amounts for this. We're just going to kind of wing it till we get the consistency right, because this is powdered hummus. So, go a little more of a powdered hummus. Also, you know, with the amount of food I'm making, it's maybe almost enough for 3, but I definitely want to make sure there's some left over so that my dad can try it. I would put sesame with the hummus. I think I'll do that for a small part of the hummus. I'll take some aside and add some black sesame to it. Because my mom doesn't like sesame. Just like, oh, yeah, that's one thing. If you guys go back and watch earlier, because I know Colby wasn't there then, there's a part where my mom and me try white sesame, or no, sorry, white poppy seeds, which are in the recipe, versus black poppy seeds. I'm going to add some oil to the hummus, because I like my hummus to have a little bit of oil in there, more than the package recommends. I like the olive oil flavor. Now we need to get some water in there. Okay. Start with this much. We can always add more powder as needed. We want a whisk. And hummus is one of those deceiving things where, like, you mix it and you get it really well mixed up, and then it kind of thickens, and you're like, oh wow, that definitely wasn't enough water. Like right now, it's really thickened up. In fact, I'm going to go and I'm going to add a little bit more water. Just a little bit. We've almost got the right consistency here. Actually, even more than that little bit. Okay. Let's try it now with this water. I remember something, chicken, knife, an emoji that my phone can't see, at least my old phone, and a chicken leg. Wrong. Quarter, wing. It. Good one. Oh. Ha, I must have said, oh yeah, wing it with the, because I'm cooking chicken, wing it with the hummus amounts. I'm going to go to my new phone really quickly and just see if I can happen to see. What is that emoji? I'm going to step on this. Skull and crossbones is the one that my old phone can't see because it doesn't know that emoji. So I think we're good here. Let's come on, give our chicken section a good stir. I'm going to really turn down the wrong pan. Put that pan, turning it down to 2. Gonna kind of give my noodles another little stir. Usually I don't stir noodles while I'm cooking, but yeah. Ooh, we got like 34 seconds left. This is the point where we want to get our well, we need to taste them, but we need to have our strainer ready. Because you strain them quickly, otherwise they will lose their al dente within seconds. You know what, since we're at 17 seconds left, I'm going to quickly grab a noodle here, 13. I'm going to run it under some cold water on the sink, cool it down so I can taste it. Oh my goodness, nope. Shut it off, shut it off, shut it off, we went too far. So maybe these noodles are like a 6-minute noodle. Oh no. This is not good. We are tipping in the sink strainer. There we go. And you know something interesting? I need a spoon. Usually, like I say, noodles in the sink. I'm gonna pull you guys over here. This is getting tense. Usually I say noodle in the sink. Nah, noodle in the sink, gone. Go away. Just wash it down. But since I lost a chunk of noodles, and I know what's in the sink, and we can just rinse off them noodles in the sink, I'm gonna do that. So I need a spoon. It's been slotted. Noodle rescue. Coming soon to Xbox One. Ow. It's hot. I want to actually sort of strain out of my way. Oh no. Actually. No, I was going to say I could put the, I was going to say I could put a cup down in there to catch the noodles and let them scoot that way, slide that way like they are, but not so. What do you think about this for a video title? A chicken dish that has never been made in the history of the world. Could possibly work. I might do that. Even if it might not be 100% true. It might be a little bit clickbaity, maybe. I don't know if this has been made before. Those ones are definitely gone. So here, we need to just give these a rinse because we don't want particles from the sink, which it's a pretty clean sink. You know, we wash dishes in here with soap and water relatively frequently, so it's pretty clean. Put that back over there. We need to do this just to wash down. Let's pan over here to our noodles. They taste fine. They're a little bit soft. Let's put the noodles down right there for a second. They're a little bit on the soft side, but they're okay. So they should be good mixed with this. We need to try our hummus now. Let's move the camera over to here. Oh, you know, I just realized in a second here, we're going to see, I want to watch this, we're going to get kind of a double screen effect almost. No, are we not? No, it's probably, let me look at my phone. There is a little bit of a video inside video. Let's do that. Just for the fun of it. And I'm going to tap my focus down onto the bright screen of my phone. We're going to wait a second. Is it not going to be... Oh, I guess it is doing... Yeah, I can see the video inside the video. Sort of. for fun, let's do this. Oh wow, the brightness is way up. Not that dark, but definitely darker than it was. Let's peek at that, and I'm gonna grab some stuff to dip in my hummus and taste it. Got some original, these are new, organic pretzel crisps. Let's see, are we seeing Pip and Pip? Yeah, if you look very closely, actually what I need to do is this. There we go, now we'll see it. Ha. 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 That's funny. Zoom in all the way. You can see this is a really good way to watch the latency. There we go. Also like the bright flashes that it gives us. Anyways, let's zoom all the way back out. Ooh. Hummus time. See, did we make the hummus just right? Oh, I think there's a comment. Nope. We did a good job. That is just right. Now, we kind of like to add something to the hummus to make it a little bit fancy, but I'm not going to. So here. I want to check, bring you guys in, actually give you guys a final view of this. Got some yummy juices going. Now I'm going to check something really quickly, because I forget how long it's been since my mom had a patient. I'm going to just peek and see when she's going to be done, or supposed to. There we go. And go from there and see, you know, what, because I want to keep this warm, have that ready. So let me quickly check that. We'll finish up and go from there. So much for that. I'd have to send her a text right now. She has two-factor authentication turned on, and for some reason it doesn't remember her computer, but she's not turning it off, so pretty much means if she hasn't stayed logged in, well then for that, let me just check, make sure she hasn't clicked OK on her phone. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, is I'm going to pull some hummus aside, mix it with a little bit of the black sesame seeds, and maybe a little bit of poppy too, just a little bit, and then that'll be my hummus to eat and stuff. I'm going to cut the stream after that. Then I'm going to just kind of keep things warm, find out how much longer Mom's going to be, and we'll come back when she's done. Probably actually what I could do is, I don't know if you guys have seen these yet. I wanted to get some cheap little ramekin type things from the dollar store. We didn't have any, then we finally got some in. They're like little 4-packs of tiny clear glass bowls. I would have bought those because they're cheaper. But I'm actually happy because I like the look of these. I picked these up at, not Target, not Walmart, Shopko. I think I got them. They were like 50% off, which was cool because they were originally like $18 or so. But 3 different sizes. They all say snack. I should have grabbed this to do the hummus in. I think I'll do this. Ooh, saffron in the hummus. Now we're talking. So here's what we're gonna do. Is we are going to take some of our hummus here. I should actually use a spoon for this, or a little scoop for this. So, I think I've decided on a name for our chicken dish, which I'm going to go ahead and cover it now. Oh, turned away just in time. That way it doesn't get too dry. We're going to turn the stove off. So I've decided I'm going to call this, we'll call this Brewer's Saffron Chicken with some saffron black sesame hummus. Which that will be in the one of the 2 smaller ones, because my mom doesn't like sesame. Actually, I want to grab another spatula. Really get all of this hummus out. Hummus is good. Like, let me know in the comments if you guys like hummus or if you've tried hummus. As far as this powdered hummus goes, it's a little more expensive for bulk items at Winco, but it is good. It's like worth it. But a simple way to try hummus, if you just want to like kind of taste hummus, not break the bank, is like, sometimes they have this on sale too, but at Smith's, it's like Boar's Head. That's good hummus. There's some Boar's Head hummus with some gluten-free pretzels that come, and they're actually good gluten-free pretzels, and I like that. So go to Smith's, get some just a little snack thing of Boar's Head hummus in there. They're a bit expensive, so if you can find it on sale. Usually it's like half off because it's getting a little bit old. That's good too. If not, then just buy one. Have that be your way to taste hummus. Or actually, no, you could go just get some regular pretzels and go to Winco and get some of their hummus mix. Well, but then it's like, did you mix it right? So, yeah. If you're fine with trying to mix it right and get the right consistency, then go to Winco. Because then you can buy just like a little tiny tablespoon of hummus, or like a 1/4 cup of hummus. So we need the saffron again. Saffron has a slight sweet taste to it. It's almost like a flower, because it literally is. Part of the reason it's so expensive is those tiny little threads are literally like the little things sticking out of the saffron flower, and they have to be harvested by hand. Otherwise, they'll like break them and ruin them. And you always want to crush your saffron on, because it really gets like some of the juices. Or not the juices, but it really gets the flavor in there. So we got that. We're going to mix that in. And actually, I'm going to lick my fingers here before rinsing them. Get some of the saffron taste in my mouth. I was looking for a small whisk, because this could whisk in there, though it's not very easy. We'll use our fork. Here's a fork over here. So we'll mix this in, and we'll separate some. Add some sesame and poppy. And we should see the slight should see a slight reddish, orangish amber color come from the saffron and kind of leach out into the hummus, which it's working. It's very slight though, because the hummus is already itself an orangish, lightish amber color. It's more just a lightish orange color, or brown. Oh. I just licked my hand out of habit, and that is good. Let's give it an actual taste here. Hummus has this good, rich flavor. There's a hint of saffron. Very mild. I'm going to put more saffron on. Because even though it's expensive, I don't use it very often. Let's grab another pinch. Really crush this up this time. Let's see, my hands are clean, so I know this seems gross, but get some of that saffron out of my hands and into the dish because it's expensive. Call me crazy, call it gross. It's right now family eating it. I'd be a little more cautious if it was like friends eating it, but my hands are clean, okay? There we go. Now we got a much stronger orangey color to the hummus. And I'm willing to bet you that the flavor will get a little bit stronger as it leaches out of the hummus, or out of the saffron into the hummus. So we're going to go ahead and seal up the gathering of saffron. Select saffron. So this is like good, high quality. Like, I wonder if there's like, I think machine picking it would damage these threads, and I think the only downside would be that then they're kind of broken open and they don't contain all of the flavor. Some of the little bit of moisture inside would leach out. But I think machine collected saffron, if at all possible, would be good. Even if it was lesser quality, I would buy that. So, let's give this another taste. First of all, I'm going to actually do this. It's like so expensive. Why would you not lick your fingers? Now I am actually going to rinse them off. There we go. Okay. Now let's try this and see if this has enough saffron in it now. The hummus still has that very strong taste to it. I wish I could up the saffron more, but I don't want to because it's expensive. But there is a very faint taste of saffron, which I am actually going to grab out just a thread of saffron and eat that because I'm not really familiar with it too. But I just want to grab a tiny little thread and taste that so I can really identify its flavor and say, oh yeah, I'm tasting that. So here's our thread of saffron. You know, I kind of forgot that I had saffron down there. Because I thought I'd used up both bottles when I used up the first one, but I hadn't actually, so I need to get a little more so I can actually taste this. There we go. Yeah, it's there. I can taste it. It's very, very faint. I don't know if it's because I'm getting cheap saffron, because this is also a Spanish thread of saffron versus the like Indian saffron, which I think is more expensive. So it's good. It's very faint taste there. Oh. Oh. Mmm. Let's try that again, because I tasted it a little bit stronger up front then. The flavor is really coming out into the hummus. You can see the threads of saffron in there. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Mmm. Okay, so. Again, you guys are going to take a little trip with me. Some black sesame seeds. I'm tempted to do black and white, but I'm not going to. Put you guys back on the tripod. Now, what I want to do is take almost half of this. So I want my stepdad to try this too. But I want him to try like the full with the sesame and stuff. Because he's a little more willing to, you know. I think he's not a fan of sesame like I am. Definitely not like I am, but he doesn't dislike it like my mom does. So there we go, that's about half. Let me rotate my comment monitor back. So Colby says he likes the hummus, though he's never tried powdered hummus. Cool. Yeah, powdered hummus is great, especially since it's not going to go moldy like hummus sometimes will. I don't want a lot of black sesame, although I do love sesame. Got some black sesame in there, and then we're going to come on with some black poppy. Even less of the black poppy, but just a little bit. Also, I've probably overwhelmed the hummus with other flavors right now. Trying not to, so probably don't want too much. But let's go ahead and mix this up. Mmm. Okay. Mmm, that's good. Oh, baby, that's good. That hits the spot. Let's give this a taste on our camera. Oh. Mmm. 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 Oh, that is good. There's like this slight sesame taste to it, because those are toasted black sesame seeds. I'm actually going to add a little bit more of the poppy in there, but it's got this nice toasted sesame taste with this nice kind of sweety, flowery, saffron-y taste that comes in. And then you've got the wonderful taste of the hummus. Oh yeah, the saffron's really coming on strong afterwards now. So I guess saffron just needs time to really soak the flavors in. So this is good. So now I know, let saffron soak in your thing for a couple of minutes and then taste it. So we're gonna add a little more of our hummus in here. So, my mom doesn't like poppy or sesame, but when we come back and show us eating it, I'm gonna say, hey mom, I would appreciate it if you would try this, but you don't have to. It's up to you. Okay, here we go. Oh, I can really taste the saffron now. That is perfect. So, really quickly, what about saffron? Do either of you guys like saffron? Go. Oh, that is so good. You know, maybe... Hold on, I'm going to try something really quickly. Trying to get some on a pretzel here. But I want this to be a little more flat. What I'm going to try doing is... putting just a little bit of salt on it. Oh, I'm still facing this way. Oops. Because I'm just looking to see if the Himalayan pink salt helps bring out the flavor a little more. Nah. It doesn't need salt. I mean, it would have been better if the salt was actually mixing and not just freshly ground on top. But no. So. Okay. This is so... So here's the plan. I'm going to quickly run in and put some of these things away. And we don't need any more. And then I'm going to actually just pan over and you guys get to watch me wash dishes. Unless you don't want to. But, yeah. Because I'm thinking, stream that while we're waiting. So they do have to wash them, like now. Okay. Ooh, I just had a thought, what about flaxseed in this too? But I'm not going to put flaxseed in here. That, I think, is actually... That one doesn't sound as good as the combination that we've made now. No, I was going to use plastic wrap. We don't have a lot left. So I'm just going to grab some of these bothersomely annoying sandwich bags that don't zip. And then, you know, just kind of... Because all I'm trying to do is just to cover this so that it has... Ooh, actually that kind of sort of almost seals on. Just covering this so that it doesn't dry out as easily. See, is the big one gonna fit? See if I can actually... Will this not? Nope. Well, it sort of works if I stretch it over like that. There we go. That's good enough for now. Okay. Oh, excuse me. First, I'm just going to quickly put these away. So there's room in our drain rack. You know, I'm gonna turn off the fan. I had the fan going just because I've got a friend staying with us. This friend, she's visiting from France. She was originally born over here in the U.S. Lived most of her life in the U.S. But she's just here because she's working on her residency. And the fan thing is that she doesn't like strong smells getting in her clothes, especially over in France. Like, apparently, some things that I've learned from her about France that are interesting are never arrive early. Always on time or a little bit late. Like, she arrived a couple minutes early to something because that's kind of what usually you do here. She rang the doorbell. Her harp teacher didn't answer the doorbell until it was, I don't know, like 5 minutes late or something. And then she was basically like, Angela, you never, ever, ever arrive early to something. Ever. Always on time or a little bit late. And so, yeah. But the smells thing, though, they always make sure that they have time to shower. They always have time to shower before they go somewhere, like after cooking something. So you seal off your clothes in a closet type thing so that you don't have to wash them as often and avoid getting them smelling like stuff. So if you show up smelling like anything other than maybe a fancy cologne, I'm guessing on that cologne thing, yeah, not great. Shouldn't show up smelling like food. And I mean, in general, over here in the U.S., like if somebody showed up reeking of hamburger, like really strong, that might not be the best. We're not as bothered about it as much as they are, but I don't know. That's the thing. So we're always like turning on fans. Even when she cooks her own food, she's turning on the kitchen fan so that it helps suck up some of the smell and you don't smell it down there. Or even not even cooking. Like even last night, she had it turned on because, no, 2 nights ago. She had it turned on because I got home from work, because I worked the late shift, and I had some rancheritos, and she could smell it a little bit down there, and so we had that on. And it was just from a restaurant. Yeah. And it smelled good, I think, but it's just the whole clothes thing. And then also, if her clothes don't get smells in them, then she doesn't have to wash them as often, which I'm like, okay, if you see this, friend, you do what you want. I'm not trying to criticize or anything, but in my opinion, personally, I've never been to France. But one thing I'm kind of thinking is, why not just, not worry about it too much because you're in America, so you do have to wash your clothes less. It doesn't have any strong smells. And if it does, then you don't I don't worry too much if the kitchen wafts into my bedroom and gets into my closet and then my clothes smell like the yummy food I cooked. I'm fine with that. It's, but I don't know, she can do what she wants. I just think it's a bit much. So if you just plan it right, and then you really don't wash your clothes very often, you don't worry about them smelling, so you don't worry about washing them, because they have some smells in them, because you're over here in America. So then you wash them just like you normally would if they got dirty from wearing them. That's great. And then also then you just plan to wash them final time before you go, and that's when you worry a bit about, and there's dirty, and I didn't wash that, so hey. Yeah, we're pretty much done with putting this stuff away, and we can wash some pots and pans. Here's our yummy pizza stone. Oh. If you guys haven't seen the live stream I did on pizza, I made a pretty good chicken pistachio hummus pizza. Or maybe it wasn't even hummus. There was some kind of pistachio sauce in there. I forget what. It was good. Pistachios and hummus is good too. So let's just open this doors up. I open those doors up down there because I can sit down while I wash. So hopefully give you guys a little over-the-shoulder view of my washing. I'm going to pull my phone over. Set my old phone over there so I can see your lovely comments. We'll wash some dishes now. Oh boy. Oh, also, I need to actually seriously, yeah, I'm gonna go grab the plug for my phone because it's at 27%. Don't want it to die. also going to make my phone warm. But stuff does get warm when you're using it, but even more so because it's being plugged in. Okay, it goes in there. The other end comes around here and plugs into one of our wall plugs. We are juicing up. Yeah, it's a little warm, like it might be awkward to hold, but not so hard. Okay, nothing in my notifications that I'm super worried about. Okay, we're good. So, I'm gonna quickly wash the dishes, and then we'll go from there and see how much more time my mom has. Start with this one here, which, ooh, soap, please. Put some of this fresh apple soap on, which I actually kind of don't like the smell of this anymore from when I first smelled it, but it's something I got like a discount at the dollar store because it was coming, the package was a little bit dented and stuff, and no normal customer would buy it. They wouldn't buy it at the full dollar price, so it was discounted, and I purchased it for, I don't know, like 25 cents or something. That's a cool thing. If you're ever at the dollar store and you see something damaged, just ask an employee if they can have a discount, you know. They might say yes, or, you know, they might say ask a manager. Especially if there's, like, supposed to be 2 for 1. Usually employees just do 50 cents, because it's literally, if it's, like, 2 pieces in one package kind of a thing. I forget if I mentioned this already, but the TV show Zoom, like, they made hummus once. And I remembered watching them put garbanzo beans and stuff in there. And I'm like, that looks gross. But I really like hummus. That's weird. But yeah, and I probably sometime might make, like, original, make my actual own fresh hummus and try it that way, but... Oh my goodness, that water is getting really hot. There's still a little bit of scrubbing to do on this pot. I just had the strange thought, like, what if I did a short little video washing dishes during airborne death? And it's, like, obviously not hot water. Oh, there's my phone saying system update that won't install. There we go. So obviously it wouldn't be hot water, and actually we wouldn't really wash our dishes because we really need to save that water for drinking purposes. So yeah, not that it's shown in the film, but we just don't really... we didn't really use water in, like, the whole story thing, but, you know, it makes me wonder how the sanitation goes, actually, as far as airborne death, because you want it to be cool, not have a lot of heat, so that the airborne death virus isn't activated, because it activates in warm, moist climates, which the original name of the film was actually Warm Moisture, and then one of my friends was like, doesn't sound very exciting, so I changed the name to Airborne Death. A little more exciting. I need to see if one of the camera people that helped, and also one of the boom operators, actually has seen it. He lives next door. Yeah, no, it's not Shadow Bro. It's Ammon. Yeah, Ammon from Total Fusion. There we go, that one seems clean enough. Take that back, there's still that one spot that needs a bit more scrubbing. This thing has a gray scrubber part that's a little bit harder of bristles than the bottom one does, the white ones. But it's at such an odd angle that I can't even get down there to really do that. I'm going to come up with some an SOS pad. That'll take care of it instantly. Not familiar, an SOS pad is basically like some very fine steel type wool with soap mixed into it. It's amazing. I love those things. Except for like when they kind of get used and old, then they're a little bit rusty and gross. And like you set them back down, and it leaves this brown thing. But no, seriously, I'm gonna ask again, have any of you tried hummus? I mean, I don't know what they're doing and who the two people are watching are. If it is Colby and Jordan or somebody else, but seriously, I want to know if you guys have tried hummus. No, not hummus. Saffron. Sorry, saffron. This one here is an easy clean. It's got a little bit of soap in it from the previous one. This was just me pouring some water into it to test cook the noodle, but then I ended up moving to the small pot. But you gotta be careful when washing these particular. These are really, really nice Nutristal pots. I'll do a video on them if you guys want to see specifically a video on these pots. They're really nice. But the big thing is sometimes I found the edge is maybe a little bit sharp on one of these pots. Like right around there it feels a little bit sharp. Just a little bit. And so it's like, oh, that's a bit sharp. Because I actually once cut myself on it. And I was like, no, they're not sharp. I'm like, yeah, they are. I feel it. And she felt it. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit sharp. Here's where I can use those nice gray scrubby ones because I have access to the outside. I wish this was more like the other one that we have. That's old and I don't see it. But we have another one where it's just a real short handle. I wish this was more like that, or so I could easily get inside. Like, oh goodness, I'm really feeling that edge there. Like it's poking into me and I'm cautious about that. But I wish it was more like that so I could easily scrub down areas with the gray bit. I'm gonna use some steel wool on this because there's like some bumpy feeling. It's like chicken congealed on there. Turn on the cold water. It seriously always makes me wonder when there's nobody commenting and whatnot, like who's watching. It's not bad, you know, like, hey, welcome. You're very welcome to watch. It just, I don't know, it just has me curious. Makes me wonder. Rinse out this container that was used for leftovers. This is something that can go in the dishwasher once it soaks. For some reason now I'm thinking of like a Frank Sinatra song in my head. At least I think it's Frank Sinatra. I want to say it's Come Fly With Me. I only know about it because of I've seen Return to Me. Good movie. I'd recommend checking it out. I'm not going to spoil what it's about. I will say though that it's not like my genre of film. I wouldn't necessarily pick chick flick love movies as my genre. This one's a really good one though. And really, like, I only really know it so well because my mom and dad like it. Watched it. Man, if there weren't other projects to do and new content to watch and things like that, I would totally watch that right now. Next we need to do this. Our meat cutting board. I'm going to be replacing this. This is one we got from some old renters because they just left it there in one of the cupboards. And so I'm going to be replacing it though with something similar that has less cuts and stuff in it. Because I would very much so like to have a safer, neater cutting board without so many rough cuts from it being used for so long. And it's kind of good that it has cuts in it because it shows that it's doing its job. Cutting boards are supposed to be solid and last a while, but not like the hard. You could cut on this granite and it wouldn't ruin the granite, but it would ruin your knife. That's why you need soft surfaces to cut on. Really getting those gears there. Hey, 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 hey. Look who kicked the bucket. You guys know what that's from, great. If not, I'm not telling, unless you ask. really get the soap out. Oh, that's getting really hot. I need to turn on the cold water instead. Too hot. There we go. Make sure I rinse off the other side of this cutting board. There we go. That's a good little rinsing there. Anything else that can come over and be cleaned? We can do the noodle pot. So I'm gonna transfer these noodles into a somewhat fancy bowl. Full. Don't want to break my mother's fancy bowl. Now, dang it, I should put some oil with this. What I'm going to do so that I can separate this, we're going to come on here and we're going to pour some of the chicken oil juices. I forgot to do the oil like that. And then, what we want to do, I'm going to use our, what can you guys see? There we go. Use our spatula from chicken when it was frying. That's nice. These are separating okay. Mix it up so the oil helps them not stick together. I'll probably mix this in with chicken in the pan and add just a tiny bit of water so I can warm it up that way, but that means these two items can now be washed in the sink. I'm gonna run, check one more thing. You can wash those, cut this screen. Okay, let's go ahead and wash these. You know, I'm just gonna, because I'm curious really quickly, if I take my phone screen and I zap it down as dark as it can go, I just want to see how it shows up on. What? How am I? This is weird, because I'm seeing my hand come up and grab the... Oh, there's reflection. Wow. Shows you how dark that got. Pump it up just a little bit in brightness. So now you can kind of see it, and that's too bright. Go halfway. How's that? Yeah, I can see. Here we go. So, little life hack here. This has actually soap and water in it, so I can just spray some soap in there. That's my mom's idea, by the way. I'm gonna do a life hacks video at some point. I don't know when, but just not just hacks, but tips, little things that I've learned over time that are useful to know. And these are going to be legitimate, actual stuff that, like, is actually useful. None of that 5-minute craft stuff where most of it's not useful. Or, oh, the worst is when they have thumbnails that don't even do literally, like, anything. It's not even, like, and not just the ones that they don't show you, but the ones that legitimately wouldn't work. Like, cracked phone screen with toothpaste going on it. That's not going to work, okay? If you honestly tried that, it would do nothing. You would just have toothpaste on your phone that you'd have to find a way to wash off. Don't do that. And I clicked on that because I was legitimately curious if they were going to put toothpaste on their phone. I knew it wouldn't work, but yeah, that's just dumb. Best thing you can do if you have a cracked phone screen is either put some... Oh, well, we'll see you later. Hey, Colby, have you tried saffron? Can you tell me really quickly before you go? But seriously, though, it's, yeah, like, it's stupid. And, wow, there are still 2 watching even though Colby says he has to go. I wonder if the thing wasn't updating right. It should be. Yep, we need a little more soap. Not soap, but just a little more scrubbing on the edges here to get some of this stuff. Oh, kind of feel a sneeze coming on. There we go. Nope. Anyways. Okay. So that's cutting board. Let's do our cutting board and our knife and our bowl over here. Ooh. Right here. Sounds like they're done. I'm just going to cut the stream here now. We're going to come back in a minute with everything mixed together and show us trying it. See you guys in a bit.